A very good evening and welcome to The World Now at 4 on Hills TV. I am Udwak Daniel. First, let's talk the headlines. And on the headlines, Buhari to address Nigerians on Sunday. Still on the headlines, Ghana confirms 5 cases of monkeypox. Also on the headlines, Ukrainian official accuses Russia of stealing 600,000 tons of grain. And on sports, world champions slip to disappointing draw. And now the news in detail. Nigeria's President Muhammadu Buhari will address the nation via a live broadcast at 7 a.m. on Sunday. Minister of Information Lai Mohammed made this known on Thursday while giving detailed activities to mark this year's celebration. He said the broadcast will be centered on the celebration of Democracy Day on June 12, 2022. The minister listed some of the activities lined up for the democracy celebration, including a public lecture at the National Mosque on Friday and Jumat prayers on the same date and venue. According to him, this will be followed by the president's address and a church service at the National Christian Center at 3 p.m. on Sunday. There will also be a Democracy Day parade at the Eagle Square in Abuja on Monday morning. Away from that story, let's have you know that the Independent National Electoral Commission, that is the INEC, has pegged the deadline for the submission of list of presidential candidates and their running mates by political parties at June 17. The commissioner warned the dedicated portal for the submission of list of candidates for national elections will automatically shut down at 6 p.m. on Friday, 17th June 2022. However, for governorship and House of Assembly elections, the list of candidates shall be uploaded from 1st to 15th July 2022. INEC Chairman Mahmood Yakubu gave the hint at a meeting with resident electoral commissioners in Abuja on Thursday. The commission stressed further that only names of candidates that emerge from democratic primaries as provided by Sections 84 of the Electoral Act 2022 shall be submitted. Yakubu also said the nomination center has been set up at the Commission's headquarters to receive and process all nominations by political parties, including dedicated telephone lines to link and serve as help desk for any party that may need assistance, adding that the media will be invited to the nomination center so the Nigerians will see the level of preparedness for the exercise. In the same vein, the People's Democratic Party, that is the PDP presidential election, and candidates for the 2023 general election, Atiku Abubakar, has met with governors elected on the platform of the party over preparations for next polls. Newsmen gathered that a meeting at the PDP presidential campaign headquarters, Legacy House in Abuja, Nigeria's capital, attended by the party's national chairman, Yorcha Ayu, discussed issues relating to who will be the party's vice presidential candidate and other issues relating to the prosecution of the polls. In the aftermath of the presidential primary, the focus of party leaders has shifted to the choice of a suitable running mate for the former vice president. Tambuwal, who is also the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, while briefing newsmen on the outcome of the meeting, confirmed that the presidential candidate consulted the governors on issues of a running mate.
The national chairman and our presidential candidate attending our meeting, which is the first after our national convention. On this note, therefore, on behalf of my colleagues, the governors, let me commend our leaders and members of our party for a very successful national convention, and to say that the national chairman, along with the candidate, came to thank the governors for their various roles in the convention, and we have discussed about cooperation, collaboration, and prosecuting a very, very successful electioneering campaign that will result into victories for the PDP at various elections from State Houses of Assembly National Assembly, governorship, and the presidential election come February.
And away from that story into another, activities are still grounded at the National Assembly as workers resume protest against the non-payment of a backlog of salaries and allowances by the management of the Complex Gate on Thursday in Abuja. According to executives of the Parliamentary Staff Association of Nigeria, the protest, which started on Monday, was put on hold on Tuesday and Wednesday due to the roadblock for the All Progressives Congress convention held at the Eagle Square. Newsmen gathered that the protest resumed again at 6 a.m. on Thursday and would be on till the close of the day. According to protesters, they are using their working hours to demand their rights. Meanwhile, the association on Thursday brought in caterers to provide food for the protesters, unlike on Monday, when protesters had to fend for food. The workers had, during their protest that began in the early hours of Monday, blocked the main entrance to the premises with a bus, while they danced to music from a disc jockey stationed in the middle of the road. When we return, news from other parts of Africa. Don't go away. Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. Always a delight to have you. Let's have you know that the Ghana Health Service, that is the GHS, has confirmed 5 cases of monkeypox disease. Dr. Patrick Kumar Aboye, who made this known Wednesday, disclosed that no deaths had been recorded among the cases. According to Kumar, the cases were recorded in 3 regions, Eastern, Western, and Greater Accra, and 12 suspected cases have been investigated since May 24, 2022. The GHS director revealed that one of the cases was recorded in a Ghanaian who traveled to the United States of America, that is the USA. According to Kumar Aboye, there is currently no treatment for monkeypox. However, he said there is a vaccine available, but not in Ghana.
Human transmission can also occur, but it has to be very close skin-to-skin contact. So far, since the outbreak in Europe occurred, we've tested 12 suspected cases in Ghana since 24th of May. Currently, we have confirmed 5 cases in 3 regions, Eastern, Western, and Greater Accra. This is where we've found the 5 cases. No deaths has occurred among the cases. One of the cases has been recorded in a Ghanaian who traveled to the United States from Ghana.
Countries like Morocco and Nigeria have also confirmed cases of monkeypox, with Nigeria banning the consumption and sale of bushmeat as a means to avert the spread of the disease. And now let's head on to Algeria and have you know that Algeria suspended a treaty of friendship and cooperation. President Tebboune, that the announcement was made at the end of a meeting of the Algerian High Security Council. The treaty provided for the strengthening of political dialogue between Spain and Algeria and the development of cooperation in fields like economy and education. The move came after Madrid altered its long-standing position on Western Sahara, a former Spanish colony, to back Morocco's autonomy project for Western Sahara. Thousands of supporters of the opposition leader Ousmane Sonko demonstrated Wednesday in Dakar. In order to beat ruling party coalition, which currently dominates the National Assembly, Yewi Askan Oui coalition and the Walou Senegal coalition of former President Abdoulaye Wade teamed up for next month's parliamentary election. We now move to other parts of the world after this break. Do stay with us. Glad to have you back. This is The World Now at 4 on Hills TV. Police in Bangladesh are investigating 8 officials working at a shipping container depot after a blaze killed at least 44 people, including 10 firefighters, and injured some 200 others. Officials said firefighters put out a blaze at the depot in Sitakunda, that is 40 kilometers, 25 miles from the southeastern port of city of Chittagong, 4 days after it began late on Saturday, triggering a series of explosions. Senior police official Ashraful Karim said the investigation was opened into officials who were directly involved in operating the BM container depot on suspicion of negligence and mismanagement. According to reports, no one has been arrested. The owners are not under police investigation, as 2 probe committees were looking into the matter. Authorities have not determined the cause of the disaster, but they suspect a container of hydrogen peroxide was the cause of a massive blast that shook the neighborhood, followed by multiple other explosions. Fire service officials said they had not been informed that chemicals were being stored at the depot. Still in the news, this time in Ukraine, a Ukrainian official on Wednesday claimed was later transported to the Middle East. In a statement, Denis Marchuk, deputy chairman of the Ukrainian Agrarian Council Public Union, claimed the grain was stolen from occupied regions in the south of the country. He claimed the grain was transported to the port of Sevastopol in the Russian-occupied territory of Crimea before onward shipments to the Middle East, which Russia has not yet responded to Marchuk's accusation. The Director General World Trade Organization, that is the WTO, has this to say.
Having 20 to 25 million tons of grain sitting both in Ukrainian ports and in granaries, warehouses, it's really sad when we see prices rising so high. If we are not able to evacuate the grains in Ukraine now, and then they have a harvest coming up in July with a similar quantity that will go to waste, then you can see that this will work its way through for the next year or two, and that will be really, really disastrous.
The clock is ticking. 49 million people are already on the brink.
Newsmen have the report that convoys of trucks have been seen carrying grain from farms and silos in southern Ukraine into Crimea. Ukrainian authorities estimated in May that Russian forces in occupied areas had seized more than 400,000 tons of grain. Still in the news, the integration of Ukraine's Kherson region into Russia is underway. The Russian-appointed leader of the region, the city of Kherson in the south of Ukraine, has been under Russian control since the early days of the invasion. But the Ukrainian military has in recent weeks stepped up its counterattacks on Russian positions in the Kherson region. When a senior official in Russia's governing United Russia Party, Andrei Turchak, visited Kherson last week, Saldo said there is confidence that in a common big family, all problems will be solved systematically, and we will adequately respond to all requests of the time. Coming right up next on The World Now at 4 is business news. Stay with us. Coming to you from the stables of The World Now at 4, that is Hills TV. Let's talk business. And an analysis of data obtained from the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited showed the monthly rise in the PMS subsidy spendings by the oil firm, though the NNPC described it as under recovery or value shortfall. Operators in the oil and gas sector, as well as other stakeholders, are uncomfortable with the continued rise in the amount spent in subsidizing premium